Senate will come to order. Mr. Schaffler, please call the roll.
Senators Amabile, Baisley, Ball,
Excuse.
Benavidez, Bridges, Bright, Carson, Catlin, Cutter, Danielson, Doherty,
Here.
Exum, Frizzell, Gonzalez,
Excused.
Hendrickson, Judah, Kip, Kirkmeyer, Kolker, Lindsted, Liston, Marchman, Mullica, Pelton B, Pelton R, Rich, Roberts,
Excused.
Rodriguez, Simpson, Snyder, Sullivan, Wallace, Weissman, Zamora Wilson, Roberts. Mr. President.
Let's do this. The morning roll call is 33 present, 0 absent, 2 excused. We have a quorum. Senator Kipp, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Thank you, Mr. President. Will everybody in the chamber please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the journal, Senator Rich.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate Journal of Wednesday, March 18, 2026 be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. What? The ayes have it, and that motion is adopted. Senate Services.
Correctly engrossed, Senate Joint Resolution 16. Correctly re-engrossed, Senate Bill 35, 60, 62, 98, and 105. Correctly re-revised, House Bill 1031 and 1142. Correctly enrolled, Senate Bill 11, 16, and 32.
Committee reports.
Committee on Local Government and Housing, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. House Bill 1098 be amended as follows, and is so amended be referred to the committee of the whole with favorable recommendation, and with a recommendation that it be placed on the consent calendar. House Bill 1192 be referred to the committee of the whole with favorable recommendation. Mr. President, the Committee on Health and Human Services has had under consideration, had a hearing on the following appointments, and recommends that the appointments be placed on the consent calendar and confirmed. Member of the State Board of Health for a term expiring March 1st, 2027, Megan Hillman of Lamar, Colorado, to serve as a resident of the 4th Congressional District and an unaffiliated, occasioned by the resignation of Lisa Neal Graves of Parker, Colorado, appointed for terms expiring March 1st, 2029. Laura Shunk of Denver, Colorado, a resident of the 1st Congressional District and a Democrat, to serve as a member at large, appointed. Deborah Fitch of Parshall, Colorado, a resident of the 2nd Congressional District and a Republican, to serve as a member at large, appointed. Eric Stiasny of Cajon, Colorado, a resident of the 3rd Congressional District and unaffiliated, to serve as a county commissioner, appointed. Stan Vanderwerf of El Paso, Colorado, to serve as a resident of the 5th Congressional District and as a Republican, reappointed. Christina Sue of Aurora, Colorado, to serve as a resident of the 6th Congressional District and as an unaffiliated, reappointed. Mr. President, Committee on Transportation and Energy has had a hearing and following appointments and recommends that the appointments be placed on the consent calendar and confirmed. Members of the Front Range Passenger Rail District, Denver Regional Council of Governments, Chris Nevitt, reappointed January 7, 2026. Term expires December 31st, 2029. Deborah Mulvey, reappointed January 7, 2026. Term expires December 31st, 2029. North Front Range Metropolitan Planning Organization, Tricia Canonico, reappointed on December 29, 2025. Term expires December 31st, 2029. Pueblo Area Council of Governments, Miles Lucero, appointed December 11, 2025. Term expires December 31st, 2029. Pikes Peak Area Council of Governments, Corey Applegate, appointed January 16, 2026. Term expires December 31st, 2029. Mr. President, the Committee on Transportation and Energy has had under consideration and had a hearing on the following appointments and recommends that the appointments be placed in the consent calendar and confirmed. Member of the Front Range Passenger Rail District Board, effective April 2nd, 2026, for a term expiring December 31st, 2029. Clara Levy of Boulder, Colorado, to serve as a resident of a city and county through which commuter rail service was planned as part of the voter-approved RTD Fast Tracks Transit Expansion Program, but has not been constructed, reappointed. Committee on Business, Labor, and Technology, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 94 be amended as follows, and is so amended be referred to the Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation. Senate Bill 122 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. House Bill 1180 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation and with a recommendation that it be placed in the consent calendar. Committee on Judiciary, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 124 be amended as follows, and is so amended be referred to the Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation. House Bill 1039 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. House Bill 1189 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation and with the recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. Senate Bill 111 be postponed indefinitely.
Committee appointments.
March 18, 2026. Dear Mrs. Castle, please be advised that I am appointing Senator Adrian Benavidez to replace Senator Julie Gonzalez on the Senate Finance Committee for the remainder of the 2026 Colorado legislative session. Best, Robert Rodriguez, Senate Majority Leader.
Members, we have a very special guest in our midst. I'd like us to acknowledge the former Commissioner of Ag, State Representative, and Congressman John Salazar. Please join and welcome, welcome, welcome.
Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the Senate proceed out of order for moments of personal privilege.
Senator Coleman. Oh, the motion is to proceed out of order for moments of personal privilege. All in favor say aye.
Hey!
All opposed, no. No. The ayes have it. We will proceed out of order for moments of personal privilege. Senator Coleman.
Thank you very much, Madam President. I request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
You know who your friends are. I really appreciate it. I'm just messing with you, man. Members, Colorado is home to a diverse ecosystem of local newspapers, including independent family-owned publications, community papers, and outlets serving generations of Coloradans across the state. Colorado's local radio and television broadcast stations, including public media outlets, play a long-standing role in delivering trusted news across diverse geographies and populations. And these local news organizations provide reliable, community-specific information that reflects the unique needs, cultures, and priorities of Colorado cities, towns, and rural areas, including culturally relevant reporting for communities of color, and local news is essential during emergencies such as wildfires and floods, delivering timely, accurate, life-saving information. And strong local journalism supports small businesses, strengthens local economies, informs voters, ensures transparency in government, and serves as a vital civic infrastructure that sustains informed participation in community well-being. Please, I ask those individuals here with the Colorado Local News Policy Coalition to please stand. Members, please join me in welcoming them to the chamber. And especially the one standing over here from Steamboat Springs. You might be related to somebody named Representative Lukens. There we go. Thank you, Madam President.
Senator Pelton.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask for a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you. So today, folks, we have a special treat. We have Colorado Washington Focus, Weld County here. They will be taking a trip to Washington, D.C. There's 46 kids that are going to be taking that trip, and we have several kids here from Briggsdale High School that are in 4-H, and their projects are lambs, goats, photography, and we're happy to have them here. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you for coming.
Senator Pelton.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd ask for another moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you very much. So members, today we have the great Logan County Cattlewomen in the house, Maddie Haney. She's going to be here today to welcome you to the state dinner later tonight at the First Baptist Church of Denver. And we have 3 wonderful kids and their teacher here from Prairie High School, FFA, and their agriculture teacher. Let's welcome them here too. Thank you.
Welcome to the chamber. One more, Mr. Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. A moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Colleagues, today is Suicide Prevention Advocacy Day at the Capitol. Members of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, the Colorado chapter, the National Alliance of Mental Illness Colorado, Mental Health Colorado, and the Suicide Prevention Coalition of Colorado are visiting us from across the state to advocate for suicide prevention. They're meeting with lawmakers today to share their experiences and discuss House Bill 261069 and Senate Bill 26060. Please join me in welcoming them to their capital today for National Suicide Prevention Awareness Advocacy Day. Thank you, Mr. President. There's nobody in the chamber.
Very good, very good. Third reading of the bills, final passage. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the third reading of bills calendar lay over until Friday, March 20th, 2026.
The motion is to lay over the third reading of the bills calendar Friday, March 20th, 2026. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. What? Ayes have it. And third reading of the bills will lay over to Friday, March 20th, 2026. Mr. Majority Leader, would you like to grant leave for Joint Budget Committee? We don't need it. We love you guys. We'd rather you be here with us. General orders, second reading of the bills, consent calendar. Senator Marchman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. That motion is adopted. The Senate will resolve itself in Committee of the Whole consideration of general orders. Second reading of the bills, consent calendar. Senator Marchman will take the chair.
The committee will come to order. The court rule is relaxed. Will the clerk please read the titles to all the bills on the general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar?
House Bill 1185 by Representatives Carter and Clifford and Senator Roberts, concerning the continuation of the cold case task force and in connection therewith implementing the recommendations of the Department of Regulatory Agencies and the Department's 2025 Sunset Report, including authorizing the Executive Director of the Department of Public Safety to appoint additional members to the task force, continuing the task force for 13 years, and changing the type of sunset review that is conducted by the department.
Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move for the passage of the bill on second reading of bills consent calendar, which is House Bill 1185.
Is there any discussion? The motion before the body is the adoption of all the bills on general order, second reading of bills, consent calendar. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill on consent calendar is adopted. Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
The motion is for the committee to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the motion is adopted. The committee will rise and report. Just throwing this stuff.
The Senate will come to order. Senator Marchman.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has had a bill under consideration. Mr. Schaffler, will you please read the report?
March 19, 2026, Mr. President, in Committee of the Whole begs leave to report it has had under consideration the following attached bills, being the second reading thereof, and makes the following recommendation thereon. House Bill 1185, passed on second reading and ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage.
Senator Marchman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the adoption of the report.
The motion is the adoption of the Committee of the Whole report. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent to excuse, the Committee of the Whole report is adopted. House Bill 1185 passed the second reading, order revised, placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. General orders, second reading of bills. Senator Marchman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for the consideration of general orders, second reading of bills.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. There was one no, but the ayes have it. And that motion is adopted. The Senate resolves itself Committee of the Whole consideration of general orders, second reading of bills, and Senator Marchman will take the chair.
The committee will come to order and the court rule is relaxed. Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to lay over Senate Bill 63 until Wednesday, March the 25th.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 63 until Wednesday, March 25th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 63 will lay over until Wednesday, March 25th. Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the Senate proceed out of order to take up House Bill 1136.
The motion is to take up House Bill 1136. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The aye has it, and we will take up House Bill 1136. Will the clerk please read the title to House Bill 1136?
House Bill 1136 by Representatives Lukens and Martinez and Senators Lindstedt and Wallace concerning the creation of the Pathways to Public Service program in the Department of Personnel.
Senator Wallace.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1136.
To the bill.
Thank you, ma'am. Members, this bill utilizes existing resources to create a program to identify curriculum and coursework that will qualify students for entry-level positions into state government. Simply put, it's about inspiring the next generation of public servants and has innovative solutions in how to help spur their long-term involvement in our work. I ask for an aye vote to help inspire tomorrow's public servants.
Senator Lindstedt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You know, now more than ever, we need young people who want to do public service and engage in important roles in our state government. And this is a really simple, easy step to attract young people, get them involved, and hopefully get them hired to fill vacancies in our state government. So we need good public servants now, and this is a good step forward to do that. So I urge an aye vote.
Senator Rich.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I did hear this bill in the Education Committee, and I was a no at that time, and I probably still am. Early on, before session, I was asked to even be on this bill, and I told the governor's office I didn't think it was appropriate to have students in college learn how to be lifetime bureaucrats. Because I know it sounds good when you say public service, but this is about working in state government for their job. This is not really public service. What we do as legislators is public service. But it sounds nice to say that in the title of this bill. But I was like, there's a lot of other things that our college students could learn to do, because just think about what we do with some of these state departments. Are we going to teach them to continue to not answer the phone and help the public? Are we going to teach them to tell you that they'll get back to you and then never do? Is that what they're going to do? Is that going to be what we teach them to do? Because in my experience with the state departments right now, it's kind of an epic fail, and I don't think we ought to be promoting, teaching, or training people to be in state government and call it, of all things, public service, because that's not what it is. Thank you.
Senator Baisley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This might be an appropriate emphasis for career path in some other countries, but not this one. This nation is built on free enterprise. We ought to be emphasizing in every sense how students can thrive in free enterprise. Government does not generate revenue. Government consumes the revenue by taking from the wealth that is generated out of free enterprise. That's the engine. That's where we need to be emphasizing. That's where the career paths ought to be. Government is a necessary piece to that, but it should be lean, and as Abraham Lincoln said, the government that governs least governs best. So that ought not to be our emphasis. We already make the mistake of hiring teachers directly out of college graduates that go right back into the classroom to teach after never having experienced the free market themselves. So this is where I think this is just not a good idea, a wrong-headed idea, and not appropriate for this country. So I urge a no vote.
Senator Bright.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Colleagues, I heard this in committee not too long ago, and some words came to mind that might help frame my position on this, and that is, never fear, the government is here to help. I feel like we need to focus on critical skills that build our economy, not micromanage our economy and cost it resources. I was a no vote in committee. I'll be a no vote again today. I understand the concept of public service. I understand the need, the role for good people to help run our government, state government, local governments. I understand where this bill is headed to try to provide those services, and I really feel that we should draw from the natural talents and abilities that those folks have. So again, I'll be a no vote on this one again today.
Senator Frizzell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members, I too heard this bill in the Education Committee, and I wasn't originally going to get up to say anything, but I do feel like I really have to just make a couple of comments. If you have the bill paper in front of you, or you have this bill pulled up on your computer, I would just point you to the bill summary or the fiscal note, where it says this bill creates the Pathways to Public Service program in the Department of Personnel and Administration using existing resources. So we're actually standing up a new program in the Department of Personnel and Administration. No cost, no fiscal note on this. And so I guess my comment is, we're talking about we need to cut our budget. We need to tighten our belts. We're going to have some incredibly challenging decisions coming to us over the next month about things that need to cut. And if the Department of Personnel and Administration has employees that are underutilized, or they have vacancies in the department that they plan to hire to administer this program, then maybe they should just not create the program. In a year that we are talking about cutting Medicaid reimbursement rates to healthcare providers, in a year that we are talking about cutting benefits to those most vulnerable in our society, members of the IDD community and others, I don't think we have any business standing up yet another program that is going to require, I'm sure, funding down the road. This is how we got to a structural deficit to begin with. This is how we started. So let's just take a pause. The other thing that strikes me, and the other reason why I'm going to be a no vote on this bill, is the work on this bill creates work-based pathways to public service programs to encourage public service among graduates of Colorado secondary and post-secondary schools. You know, how about if we just make sure that our kids are reading at grade level proficiency? How about we make sure that they can do math at grade level proficiency rather than creating, because that's important. In the Legislative Audit Committee, we heard an audit just a couple of weeks ago where we had a department making, I kid you not, $1 billion accounting error. We need to make sure that our students can do the fundamentals. We're not doing very well at that, candidly, and I would suggest we concentrate on fundamentals. Let's concentrate on making sure that we reduce our budget, and I ask for a no vote on this bill.
Senator Zamora Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, when the government creates programs and mandates, it often does so in a way that benefits some groups more than others. Whether intentional or not, this can create uneven outcomes and perceptions of favoritism. And we should be striving for policies that treat people equally under the law, not policies that pick winners and losers. And as my colleague from Castle Rock had mentioned, focus on how about education, STEM, and in just speaking on in the broader pattern, bills like this are rarely isolated. They are a part of a larger trend, one where government continues to grow incrementally, year after year, program after program, and mandate after mandate. Each individual bill may seem modest, but together they start adding up, and they add up to a system that is more expensive, more complex, and more difficult every day for Coloradans to navigate. They add up to a government that is increasingly involved in areas where it may not be the most effective factor. And so they add up to a gradual erosion of principles that have long guided us: limited government, personal responsibility, and individual freedom. And for that reason, I ask for a no vote on House Bill 261136. Thank you.
Senator Lindstedt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to level set and make sure that it's clear the types of employees we're talking about. We're talking about accountants, corrections officers, public safety employees, public health employees, psych nurses, all the types of people we need to keep our communities safe, healthy, and thriving. If you believe we should fill those vacancies in state government, vote yes.
Senator Wallace.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will also mention that this is aligning the Department of Personnel and Administration with CDLE, CDHE, CDE, and many others who are employer partners in line with workforce development in our states. And frankly put, public servants are public servants. The members in this chamber are not the only public servants in government, and those other sections deserve to be built up and encouraged. So I ask for an aye vote. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1136. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bill is adopted. Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to lay over the remainder of the calendar till Friday, March the 20th, 2026.
The motion is to lay over the remainder of the calendar until March 20, 2026. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the remainder of the calendar will lay over. Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
The motion for the committee is to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The aye has it, and the committee will rise and report.
Senate will come to order. Mr. Schaffler, please add Senator Gonzalez to the roll. It's all good. Senator Marchman.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has met and had a number of bills under consideration. Will the clerk please read the report?
March 19, 2026, Mr. President, your committee of the whole begs leave to report has had under consideration the following attached bills being the second reading thereof and makes the following recommendations thereon. House Bill 1136 passed on second reading and ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 40, Senate Bill 112, Senate Bill 134 laid over until March 20th and 2026 and retaining their place in the calendar. Senate Bill 63 laid over until March 25th, 2026 and retaining its place in the calendar.
Senator Marchman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the report.
The motion is the adoption of the committee of the whole report. Are there any no votes? What? Senators, Mr. Minority Leader Frizzell, Rich, Kirkmeyer, Zamora Wilson, Pelton B., Baisley, Bright, Liston, Carson, Catlin, Pelton R. With a vote of 22 ayes, 12 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, committee of the whole report is adopted. House Bill 1136 passed the second reading, order revised, placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 40, Senate Bill 112, Senate Bill 134 laid over until 3/20/2026, retaining their place on the calendar. Senate Bill 63 laid over until 3/25/2026 and retaining their place on the calendar. Consideration of resolutions. Mr. Schaffler, please read the title of HJR 1023.
House Joint Resolution 1023 by Representatives Duran and Velasco and Senators Rodriguez and Benavidez concerning the recognition of Latino-Latina Advocacy Day.
Senator Benavidez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Resolution HJR 26-1023 and ask that it be read at length.
Mr. Schaffler, please read HRJ 1023 at length.
Whereas Latino-Latina Advocacy Day celebrates 20 years of mobilizing Latinas and Latinos from across Colorado, an annual event that has helped amplify more than 5,800 Latina and Latino voices to address the structural inequities that have historically affected the Latina and Latino community. And whereas in 2006, following the passage of anti-immigrant federal legislation and anti-immigrant special legislative session in Colorado, a pro-immigrant justice movement swept the nation, including in Colorado. Community organizations led by local Latina and Latino activists convened the first ever Latino-Latina Advocacy Day in Denver in 2007 to hold policymakers accountable, advocate for better public policies, and grow the Latina and Latino communities' power and influence inside the state capitol. And whereas in 2026, Latinas and Latinos in Colorado again find themselves at the intersection of anti-immigrant attacks from the federal government, including indiscriminate mass deportations violently separating Colorado immigrant families. And whereas Latinas and Latinos constitute the largest non-white demographic group in Colorado at 22.7% of the population. And whereas Latinas and Latinos remain among the most impacted people when assessing the adverse outcomes of inequitable health care, housing, education, and economic opportunity. And whereas involving Latinas and Latinos in the policymaking process ensures that the voices and lived experiences of all Coloradans are respected and honored. And whereas community efforts like Latino-Latina Advocacy Day help create better policies that impact the daily lives of all people in our state. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the 75th General Assembly of the State of Colorado, the Senate concurring herein. One, that we, the members of the Colorado General Assembly, recognize the achievements of Latinas and Latinos and honor their contributions to Colorado's long history of political engagement and their role in the policy-making process. Two, that we pay tribute to past and current Latino and Latina Advocacy Day participants who have traveled to the Colorado State Capitol from across Colorado to ensure representation and the just treatment of Latino, Latina communities in Colorado. And three, that we devote ourselves to creating a Colorado that will one day work for all, regardless of immigration status in the Colorado General Assembly. Be it further resolved that copies of this joint resolution be sent to the Colorado Organization for Latina Opportunity and Reproductive Rights, COLOR, and Voces Unidas de las Montanas, the conveners of the 2026 Latino-Latina Advocacy Day.
Discussion. Senator Benavidez.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank everyone for listening to this resolution. Latino Advocacy Day was held on Monday, and some of you probably met with people. There were a lot of young people around, and I wanted to personally say thank you for taking the time to do that. These kinds of days are so exciting and so important because as our schools are not teaching or reducing the teaching of civics, young people don't really get exposed to how we, the sausage making that goes on here in this building. And it's an opportunity for young people from across the state to come here and talk to us and see that. The ones I talked to, I was very impressed. They had a list of bills. They had done personal scripts about how that impacted their families. And then they were talking to us so they could see how important their voice is in this process. So I am proud to sponsor this resolution with my colleagues, and I think it's very important and that we should continue it every year because it does expose particularly young people from all across the state to what we do here. So thank you for taking the time to talk to them when they were here.
Very good. Further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, the motion is the adoption of H.J.R. 1023. Are there any no votes? Senators, Mr. Minority Leader Kirkmeyer, Frizzell, Zamora Wilson, Rich, Baisley, Pelton B, Liston, Bright, Pelton R, Carson, Catlin. With a vote of 22 ayes, 12 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, H.J.R. 26-1023 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Senators Judah, Kipp, Marchman, Cutter, Danielson, Amabile, Wallace, Doherty, Snyder, Roberts, Weissman, Exum, Sullivan, Bridges, Colker, Lindstedt. Please add the President. Consideration of House amendments to Senate bills. Mr. Schaffler, please read the title to Senate Bill 74.
Senate Bill 74 by Senators Carson and Snyder and Representatives Camacho and Nguyen concerning clarification of the penalty for claiming an excessive amount in a public construction performance bond dispute.
Senator Carson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate concur with the House amendment to Senate Bill 74.
Oh, no, man. Tell us why.
I can explain why.
Break it down.
Mr. President. So as our colleagues will recall, there was a appeals court decision which basically made it very difficult for contractors who work on public projects to file mechanics liens or what they call verified statements of claim, because it said if anything was deemed excessive, you would lose all of your rights to any future claim. And so what the House has done is they have basically elaborated on equalizing the public claims with the private sector claims. The private sector, there's no issues with mechanics liens. And the House has decided they need to basically clarify this issue in 4 separate parts of the Colorado Revised Statutes. I'll just mention 2 of them here, stating that a verified statement of claim may include amounts that are owed but not yet due if the work that is a subject of such verified statement of claim has been performed. And it also states that if a contractor is ultimately at trial awarded an amount less than the amount claimed in its verified statement of claim, does not render the verified statement of claim excessive if the claimant believes such amounts were due in good faith at the time it recorded the verified statement of claim. So essentially, all of these additions, there's several more to the statutes, but they all say the same thing, that basically contractor can file a verified statement of claim on a public works project, and if it's deemed to be excessive, they're not going to lose all of their rights to other claims. So that's the explanation. So I would again move that the Senate concur to the House amendments to Senate Bill 74.
Further discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the Senate concur with the House amendments to Senate Bill 74. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 1 excused, that motion is adopted. Senator Snyder.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 74.
Further discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the repassage of Senate Bill 74. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 1 excused, Senate Bill 74 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Consideration of governor's appointments. Consent calendar. Mr. Schaffler, please read the appointments listed on the consent calendar.
Member of the College of Vest Board of Directors for a term expiring July 31st, 2029, David Hughes of Denver, Colorado, appointed. Member of the Juvenile Parole Board, Tiffany Pelham Webb of Denver, Colorado, to serve as a public member, reappointed.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the passage of all the appointments on the governor's consent calendar, which is David Hughes of Denver for the College and Vest Board of Directors, Tiffany Pelham of Webb for the Juvenile Parole Board.
Any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the confirmation of the appointments on the consent calendar. Are there any no votes on the consent calendar? With a vote of 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, those appointments are confirmed. Consideration of governor's appointments. Mr. Schaffler, please read the appointments to the Board of Governors for the Colorado State University System.
Members of the Board of Governors of the Colorado State University System, effect January 1st, 2026, for terms expiring December 31st, 2029. Elizabeth Markey of Fort Collins, Colorado, reappointed. Lewis Martin of Rush, Colorado, reappointed. Kenzo Kawanabe of Denver, Colorado, reappointed.
Senator Kolker.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the confirmation of Elizabeth Markey, Lewis Martin, and Kenzo Kawanabe to the Colorado State University System Board of Governors.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the appointment of members to the Board of Governors for the Colorado State University System. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 1 excused, those appointments are confirmed. The following persons, Elizabeth Markey, Lewis Martin, and Kenzo Kawanabe, are appointed to the Board of Governors for the Colorado State University System. Committee reports.
Committee on Legal Services, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 83 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation.
Signing of bills.
President has signed House Bill 1013, 1025, 1040, 1041, 1064, 1067, 1115, 1182.
I signed all those? Man. Announcements. Senator Pelton B.
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, colleagues, I just want to say this one more time. Come and have the best steak you'll ever eat. It's at 6 o'clock tonight at the First Baptist Church of Denver, right across the street. It's the Calling on the Capitol from the Logan County Cattlewomen. Please come and enjoy the steak and enjoy the company.
I'm just really hurt that nobody from Montrose got up and opposed that. Nobody from Cheyenne Wells wants to fight that. Nobody from Alamosa that I know very well. But As long as you eat good, that's all that matters. Very good. Senator Judah.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have permission to be excused tomorrow, Friday. Is tomorrow Friday?
Tomorrow is Friday.
What's the date?
The 20th.
20th. Thank you.
We will miss you. Senator Wallace.
Thank you, Mr. President. The State Veterans and Military Affairs Committee will be meeting 15 minutes upon adjournment to hear House Bill 1144.
Very good. Senator Mullica.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, Senate Health and Human Services Committee will be meeting at 1:30 across the street in LSBB. I guess there's another committee that might be going long in our typical committee room. We will not be hearing House Bill 1096. We will only be hearing House Bill 1070 and confirmation hearings for the Colorado Child Abuse Prevention Trust Fund.
Very good. Senator Danielson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Folks, the Business, Labor, and Technology Committee will be meeting on adjournment, probably 15, 20 minutes, to take up Senate Bills 121 and 81. Thanks so much.
Very good. Senator Exum.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Local Government and Housing Committee will be meeting this afternoon to hear House Bill 1071, Senate Bill 129, and House Bill 1099. It'll be at 1:30 unless the upon adjournment committees go late. Thank you.
Very good. Senator Roberts.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Agriculture and Natural Resources Committee is meeting this afternoon at 1:30 in room 352. We will hear an appointment for the State Board of Land Commissioners and then House Bill 1205, followed by House Bill 1034.
Senator Amabile with a very rare and important announcement.
Okay.
Wow.
It's a little bit different today, though, because today the Joint Budget Committee will be meeting across the street, but we will be hearing the forecast, the March forecast. So, good times. You should all come and listen in.
Senadora Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I do just want to take a moment to acknowledge the many young people who are here at the Capitol today. It is Youth Power Advocacy Day, and you will see a bunch of young people, I believe upwards of over 80 young people who are here in the building to lobby us, to advocate with us about the work that they believe that we should be doing. And so I just want to take a moment to acknowledge and shout out New Era, Young Invincibles, Ednium, Uprise, Mi Familia en Acción, the Rocky Mountain Partnership Cradle to Career, and all of the other incredible youth-serving organizations and people represented at the Capitol's Youth Power Advocacy Day today. Thank you so much for the work that you have been doing over the past 6 months, for your lobby day today, and I can't wait to see what you all do next. Thank you all so much.
Very good. Senator Amabile.
Thank goodness for somebody who knows what's happening. Also, tomorrow, the Appropriations Committee will be meeting across the street in LSBB. We will be hearing Senate Bill 48 and Senate Bill 113. Thank you.
Very good. Further announcements. There's one final announcement, one very important announcement, one really special announcement that is made every single day by the Majority Leader, Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, we will be recessing today to read bills over the desk later. There is no need to return. On that note, Mr. President, I move the Senate recess until 12 p.m. today.
You heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the Senate will stand in recess until 12 p.m. today. Very good.